So excited to attend the session with Kwame this morning as we talk about how we can make sure that we're doing all we can to promote all of our students' learning, having culturally relevant classrooms, supporting our students, making sure we're making connections, building those relationships so that our students know when they come into the classroom that they are going to be successful. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is to make those connections and build them up socially before we can reach them academically. So I love the point about Maslow before we even talk about Bloom's, because again, we have many needs we need to meet before we go into the classroom and think we're going to teach those standards that the state is making us or recommending that we teach. Thank you again for our awesome session.
Anybody know what show that's from? Yep, Steve Harvey. So everybody knows about Girl Me on Bullethead. I think there's 6-year high school students, right? So just a little comic relief. But overage undercredited students are usually defined as secondary level students, usually at the middle or high school level, who are at least 2 years behind their peers in terms of their age, the number of credits they should get towards promotion to the high school level. And it also, and I didn't mention this, but it also brings some context to dropout rates in high school. Because a lot of the students who do drop out are students who are in this population. And that's something that we have to focus on. Now, indicators. What are some indicators of overage undercredited students? And a lot of you all hit the money with some of these. We already mentioned about the retention piece. We also mentioned about apathetic attitudes. Some kids, as they like to say, they tell me, you know what, IDGAF, right to my face, about my academics, because guess what? I'm still getting passed on anyway. They tell you that in September. And I've had students tell me, Mr. Sarfo-Mensah, with all due respect, but I don't need to do your work. I like you, but I don't have to do your work because I'm going to get passed on anyway. I've already been left back. So the kids know what's going on, and they're using it as a way to exploit, loopholes and everything. They don't see the personal relevance of school. What's the point of me doing this work? Why am I doing this work? How's that going to help me with what I want to do when I grow up? So I'll talk more about that. Obviously, for some students, not all, they exhibit behavior issues that disrupt the learning in your environment. And then, we don't talk enough about this, but for some, it's a negative self-image. The reason why they don't put forth the effort is because they don't feel good about themselves as people. And that can speak to trauma coming from their homes, trauma coming from their neighborhoods, just the way that other people have treated them, in the past, whether it's family, friends, peers within the school, teachers. So there's many things that come into play when we talk about that. And then we have this issue of truancy. But then on the flip side, you have those kids that, let's be real, you can't stand and they come to school every day. And you have the kid that's like, man, why you just take a day off? But they come every day because guess what? They love you, but they also love causing, stirring things up. That's their MO, that's their niche. But school attendance is something that also plays a role, because if you're coming from a home situation where you don't have any adult supervision, maybe your parents aren't really on you the way they should, or you're forced to have to take time off of school to be the man of the house, to be the caregiver of your siblings because mom and dad is working a double or triple shift. We don't know what goes on in these homes that cause the attendance to be the way it is. And I think the biggest thing for me is this. Real quick, how many of y'all teach, let's say middle school? So I taught 7th, 8th grade. When they about to go to high school, how many of y'all teach middle school? So 1? Okay. So when I say this, you'll get you'll see where I'm coming from. we have certain students who come to us at that level without having the basic knowledge, the prerequisite skills in order to do the grade level content you're teaching them. And you're trying to be the good teacher, and you're trying to get them an IEP before they go to high school, because you know once they leave you, they're not going to get the support. You're trying to give them that IEP, that 504. And I don't know how your special education teams are at your schools, but at least the ones that I've had in my schools, and I've taught in 3 different schools in my 9 years. It takes a minute to even get the kid evaluated. You can put them in let's say November, thinking, all right, they're going to get in right away, but they don't get evaluated until maybe March.